This is the LEGO Star Wars TIE Bomber. Now this set 75347 is an amazing $65 LEGO Star Wars set recreating that iconic vehicle from The Empire Strikes Back, which basically bombed out a bunch of asteroids. Now this 2023 set was released in January, comes with 4 amazing minifigures, 2 of which are semi-exclusive. With 625 pieces to boot, it doesn't seem pretty bad. So either way, we're going to get right into looking at all the details, so let go. Now this is the box art for the set. It is clearly bombing out an asteroid. I think the graphics look fantastic on the set. It is in space. One of the more noticeable things about this is it has a 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi logo on it, and this is not exactly a prominent vehicle in that movie, which is a little bit odd, but we do have that shoe in. We also have the 625 piece, set 75347 obligatory stuff, plus ages 9 and up, which is about right. Then we have Darth Vader down at the bottom corner. And then on the back, it looks like we're in the hangar of a Star Destroyer, or more likely Death Star, where we get a look at all of the major features, as well as a look at the little stand for the bombs that we don't see on the front of the box. And then finally on the bottom, we have a bit of that cut-off side box art, which is pretty neat. Next up, we have the instructions, which are very simple. Again, not a fan of these digital renders. I will say that until they fix them. And basically, you just have a look at the bags. You have Darth Vader walking across to show you how far your progress is, which I just love. And then you get a look at the little promotions they always run at the back of these. And then you have a look at all the LEGO Star Wars sets. They had a bit of a weird combo where you have like all these original trilogy ones, which makes sense. Then you have like a Kenobi set. And yeah, so that is the instructions. Now it's time for the Hyperlapse build. LEGO. Now first up, we have our most important figure, of course, Gonk Droid. This one's great, by the way, and a lot of people, when I first noticed this, I thought this was a crate on the back of him, and it is. Nobody's talking about this. And you do have a little room there, so I put in a little tile piece of sorts. This is, of course, our Gonk Power Droid, and you can take that off even, and it is that special print we've seen all throughout our LEGO Star Wars sets since about 2020. Other than that, very basic Gonk Droid, nothing crazy, but of course, iconic. Next up, we have another boring one, and this is just a TIE Pilot. It looks like it has some new leg printing, which we haven't seen before, and that's very nice. You get some nice wraparound printing. Again, the leg printing is where it's at, man, with this one especially. Face print, very generic, very bland, not a huge fan of that, but other than that, it's really cool. Next up, we have a not new but very cool figure in the form of Darth Vader. Obviously, it's always great to have a Vader on shelves, especially for kids who want a Darth Vader. He comes with the regular standard leg printing as well as a lightsaber and arm printing, which has been a toss-up. Sometimes they'll throw it in, sometimes they won't. Glad they did. Face printing, I noticed he has gray eyebrows, which is somewhat new. I don't recognize that. Maybe this is a new print. And then we also, of course, do get a regular cloth. Nothing crazy with Vader, nothing incredibly new, but it's still cool. And finally, we have Vice Admiral Rey Sloane, or on the box, says the same thing, basically. She was moved up to an Admiral later on, of course. Very basic minifigure. I believe that's a new torso. I think they did a good job with her. All they really need to do is the face, and they did a good job at that. Not a crazy detailed figure. She is a real character, though, that appeared in the game Squadrons. So that is nice. I'm really happy to see her. She's been a comic book character I've been following loosely. So that's pretty cool. And so, yeah, here's the TIE Fighter. It's a pretty neat set. I like it. Very nice. Very snazzy. Now, I want to take a look at some of the details, and then we'll look inside all that special jazz. Now, overall, this is what it looks like when you have it lined down, and it is greatly detailed. I just want to quickly go over this. The wings are very nice. You see this high level of detail that matches with pretty much any TIE fighter of modern strain. It's really good. The cockpit looks really nice. We'll get into all that in a second, but I just wanted to appreciate the wingspan briefly. You can technically prop it up and make it look really goofy, double-sided TIE fighter type thing. Obviously, I prefer that not to happen. And then you'll notice down on the bottom, to keep it upright, there is this little bar. And that little piece essentially is used to just keep it up on, standing and everything, because when you prop it up, it does sag a little and it's easier to push down. So I'm really happy they did include that there. Now, first and most important and obvious feature is, of course, the cockpit. You can simply lift that up like so. There's two little control panels down here, so you can slide in your TIE pilot nicely, and he just kind of fits in there. Now, I thought that these required two pilots. I guess not, because they only included one in the set. As for the back engines, these are very nice, and we actually got introduced to a new piece. You will notice this slightly round piece right here. It's like a half circle thing with the little studs in them. Those are two new pieces. They're the same piece, but they're two new pieces to this set, which is, of course, very exciting. Now, as for the bomber side, you will notice this exclusively printed piece right here. That looks very nice. And, of course, the main function of the bomber is to, well, bomb. So you will notice these four slots here. And for instance, I'm going to leave some of these guys down here, and we're just going to drop bombs on them. You know, they're bombers, so you don't need to flick them out, but they fall out nicely, and basically they drop, and then they explode, and you get about 4 of these. Now, a great little thing this set comes with is a little transport that comes with some of these bombs, so that way when your ship needs to reload, you could just bring it over and you could load them up into the ship. They work perfectly well, just the same as any other old bombs. Of course, the loading process for the bombs is a little annoying. You basically needed to prop up the set, and then you load them up like so. And it fit really nicely. You can do it quite quickly. It's just a little annoying because you have to flip the setup to do it. It's not like you just load them in from the top and they come out the bottom like most bomber sets. So that's a bit of a new thing for LEGO Star Wars. Now, a great little thing this set comes with is a little transport that comes with some of these bombs, so that way when your ship needs to reload, you could just bring it over and you could load them up into the ship. They work perfectly well, just the same as any other old bombs. Of course, the loading process for the bombs is a little annoying. You basically needed to prop up the set, and then you load them up like so. And it fit really nicely. You can do it quite quickly. It's just a little annoying because you have to flip the setup to do it. It's not like you just load them in from the top and they come out the bottom like most bomber sets. So that's a bit of a new thing for LEGO Star Wars. And then finally, and most importantly, you do get 2 stud shooters to fire off into the ether. And that is the TIE Bomber set. Now let's get into my thoughts, which are of course the most important thing. Now the fact that a original trilogy set has not been re-released in over 20 years is quite frankly insane and very rare for LEGO Star Wars. So when you have a set like this, which has not been made in a very long time, this particular vehicle, it is beyond amazing to finally get it. This is always on the most needed updated versions of a LEGO Star Wars set, and here it is, we finally have it. It is a nice size, I think, again, a little expensive, but not really for the price. I think it's actually pretty darn good. Play features are fun, the figures are alright, but slightly boring. This is a problem, generally speaking, Imperial sets have been having as of late. I'm thinking of like the TIE Fighter or the Imperial Shuttle. Really, the best way to honestly improve these personally would be throw in a cool Rebel character we have not gotten before. I think they're getting on the right track with characters like Rey Sloane, which is an officer we haven't seen before, but I feel like we could have added some sort of extra character in here that just would have made it feel that much better, because technically we're only getting 3 minifigures. Overall, this set's very refreshing, other than the figure selection, which is I will give this set a solid 9 out of 10. It is a great value for its price. I think especially once it goes down, which it will, I will think it will be a great $50 set. Either way, with that said, I will see you all in the next one. Remember to peace out and stay awesome. Wait. I can't believe you guys were just about to click off this video without liking it. What's the deal? Why'd you do that? Don't do that. Click that like button. I'm still waiting. Okay, you can go now.